Game one of our second day is in the books. Time for our final game of this Friday, the 2025 Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference Softball Tournament. It was number 1 CUW shutting out and no-hitting number 5 MSOE in the opener. Now our second game has the third-seeded Eagles of Benedictine University taking on the Stars of Dominican University, the 2-seed and co-NACC champions for 2025. Welcome back if you were watching earlier. If you're here for the first time, hello friends. I'm Sean Fry. Bryce Suter is our technical director. How do we get here? Well, BU was playing yesterday. They squared off with 7th-seeded Lakeland in the final game of the night, and it was not looking good. They were down 1-0 in the 5th and got the bases loaded with nobody out. Didn't score. Lakeland added another. It was 2-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. Benedictine loaded the bases with nobody out again, and finally the floodgates opened. And the Eagles scored 7 in the inning. They win 7-2. Mackenzie Johnson finished the complete game victory, allowing just a couple of unearned runs. And now they are here with a 28-13 mark as they try to advance into the winner's bracket tomorrow. The Stars are the NACC champions for the second straight season and ever after their school record 39-win campaign a year ago. 14th appearance in the NACC tournament. They're looking for their second title. Of course, after the thrilling ending last season where they ended up in the if necessary game and walked off against Lakeland in 10 innings, 3-2. They were picked to be the preseason conference champs with 21 of 26 first-place votes. They'll settle for a tie with Concordia, Wisconsin at 19-5 in league play. 30-10, their record overall. That's how the Stars advanced to play today with the bye into double elimination. Lineup cards are being exchanged. We'll tell you them in a moment. Our broadcast today is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora and communities across Chicagoland. By Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus. And by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, game days are better with Cane's. So here are the lineups. First for the quote-unquote visitors, or the more local of the two teams, but they have the first at bat. It's the Eagles of Benedictine University, led by longtime head coach Kate Heidkamp. Mackenzie Johnson in the circle after the win yesterday. She's 16-5. It'll be her 19th start. In 123 innings, she struck out 138 and pitched to a 205 earned run average. Same lineup. In fact, an identical lineup to what they fielded yesterday against Lakeland. It's Morgan Bruno doing the catching and leading off. Brianna Deutscher is the shortstop. She will hit second. Haley Barnes plays third and bats third, and it's Victoria Dazinski, the designated player, in the cleanup spot. Jasmine Lozano hits fifth. She'll play left field. It's Jenna Bartkey batting sixth and playing right field. Taylor Openheis is at first base. She'll hit seventh, followed by the center fielder Lauren Bogard in the eighth spot. And it's Mackenzie Johnson, the pitcher, rounding out the batting order for Benedictine. The flex player is Lauren Olson. She'll be at second base, but will not bat in game one. Or I guess it's game two of the day. Game one for Benedictine of the day. Well, the only one. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, hey, it's been a long 2 days, folks. It's Bruno, Deutscher, Barnes, Dazinski, Lozano, Bartkey, Openheis, Bogard, Johnson, and Olson, the flex player, the lineup for Benedictine. And now here is the lineup for Christina Lucas and the Dominican University Stars. And it is Emma Woodhouse in the circle, a 17-5 mark in the regular season with a league-leading 4 saves. It'll be her 22nd start. She has 104 strikeouts in 134 and one-third innings and a 1.77 ERA. And was second best in the NACC in the regular season. Leading off and playing first base is Priscilla Rudder. It's Liliana Santoyo playing shortstop. She will hit second. Reagan Davis is the designated player in the 3-hole, and Isabella Olmos is at second base in the cleanup spot. 5, 6, and 7 are the third baseman Riley Davis, the catcher Kaylee Diaz-Randall, the center fielder Sarah Cornell. Playing left field and batting 8th is Hannah Vogel, and Kayla Amormino is in right field, and she rounds out the order for DU here in our final game of the day. Rudder, Santoyo, Davis, Olmos, Davis, Diaz-Randall, Cornell, Vogel, and Amormino, the lineup for Dominican. We get set for softball, and we'll find out who will play Concordia, Wisconsin in the winner's bracket tomorrow at 1:30, and who will take on MSOE first thing tomorrow at 11 to see who will stay in this tournament. Umpires are Simon Steiner behind the plate. Michael Naranjo is at first here in Game 2, and Fred Schlesinger is at third base. Those are the umpires for tonight's game. They're being introduced here at Bedrosian. Stay with us for the 2025 NACC Tournament. Dominican is taking the field, and that means it's almost time to play. Our second game of the day, the Stars and Benedictine, and just a gorgeous evening, still 70 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, not a lot in the way of wind either. It is blowing in on the occasion that it does anything at all. We'll take it. Emma Woodhouse has the ball. Here's the defensive alignment for the Stars here in tonight's final game. It's Kaylee Diaz-Randall behind the plate. Third base is Riley Davis. Shortstop is Liliana Santoyo. The second baseman is Isabella Olmos, and it's Priscilla Rudder over at first. Behind her in right field, it's Kayla Amormino. In center field, Sarah Cornell. And Hannah Vogel is in left for the Stars. 200 to the foul poles, 220 to straightaway center here at Bedrosian Stadium at Spartan Athletic Park, just south of the Aurora University campus here in the Fox River Valley of Illinois. It certainly appears we're going to get through the full NACC tournament without any rain. There's nothing in the forecast. You can't even find a cloud right now. How's it going to rain? It's how we like it. A few years ago, I was on tarp duty. We don't need any more of that. Entertainment value, high. For everyone except me. That won't be necessary, I don't think. Morgan Bruno will get it started. Eagles catcher. 1 for 4 yesterday. And we are underway as Woodhouse misses with ball 1. Bruno hitting a team-leading .398, 9 doubles, and 25 driven in on the season. As Woodhouse back to her motion and finds the outside corner for strike 1. Bruno has reached in 25 straight. Had a 22-game hit streak come to an end in the final regular season series. There's a check swing on a rise ball. They'll appeal, and Michael Naranjo says Bruno did not offer. 2 balls and a strike as Woodhouse is right back into the set position. Outstretches her arms and now to the plate and picks the outside corner. 2-2. Bruno, the speedy backstop, trying to find a way on. Woodhouse comes in on the hands and evidently did not mean to go there. She pats her chest, signaling the Diaz-Randall, I missed. Bruno fouled it off. So no harm done at least. And Woodhouse gets another chance. 2-2 from the senior right-hander, and it's popped up. First base side, Rudder will be called off by Olmos. The second baseman puts it away for out number 1. Woodhouse, the senior from Sacramento, California, was a first-team all-conference pick last year after a second-team selection the year before that. Started the if necessary game last season, went 5 innings, allowed 2 earned, took a no decision in her only appearance of the tournament. Brianna Deutscher takes strike 1. Senior from Northlake, Illinois, went 0 for 4 yesterday, now hitting .389. She'll take ball 1 upstairs. Her 3 triples led the team, 1 homer, 9 doubles, and 25 RBIs for the West Layton High School alum. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. First base side. Rudder tries to find it, and it's over her head. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This team split their contests back on April 8th in River Forest, or I suppose more accurately in Rosemont, where Dominican plays its games. Or more accurately, I should actually read what I wrote here. It was a Dominican sweep. You know, it's easy when you just read the notes that you have verbatim. Here's a fly ball to center. On the AU logo is Cornell for the second out. Let's try that again, shall we? 11-3 in 6 innings and 6-4. The Stars won both games. Probably some Stars fans out there thinking, what do you mean split? What are you talking about? I'm not sure, to be honest with you, at this point. Reagan Davis had a triple and drove in 4 in the first game. Dominican scored 5 in the bottom of the 6th, the win by run rule. Haley Barnes gives this a shot. First pitch swinging to the wall. Cornell makes the catch, and the inning is over. Oh, I have no idea if that had enough to get over the fence, but Cornell got the glove up and made sure we would not find out. Benedictine retired 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Stars coming up, their first at-bats of the 2025 NACC tournament. Dominican will have their first at-bats coming up. Let me finish my thought. Stars won the second game over Benedictine back in early April. Took the lead with 3 in the bottom of the 5th of Game 2. And held on thanks to 4 shutout innings from the bullpen. The Stars were actually up 4-3 going into the bottom of the 5th before the 3-run frame flipped the script. Benedictine hit the ball fairly well on the day with 17 hits between the 2 games. But 2 losses anyway. Here's how they line up for Benedictine defensively. It's Morgan Bruno behind the plate. Taylor Oppenheis at first. Lauren Olson at second. Brianna Deutscher at short. Haley Barnes plays third base. It's Jasmine Lozano in left field. Lauren Bogart in center. Jenna Bartkey playing right field. First pitch to Priscilla Rudder. Misses for ball 1. Mackenzie Johnson was excellent yesterday. A little issue with walks. 5 on the day, an unusually high number for her. Other than that, not much to complain about. And she gets into the zone for the first time against the left-handed batting Rudder with strike one. And a high fastball that's out of the zone, and it's 2-1. Rudder hit .411 and really didn't start getting regular at-bats until mid-April and has absolutely crushed the ball since. Foul tip on 2-1, the count's even. Has 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 12 driven in on the season. And is hitting .459 since coming into the lineup on April 19th. Senior from Arleta, California, looks at a 2-2 count. Fouls it away. Stars wearing navy uniform tops with white shoulders and sleeves, gold numbers and letters. Dominican on the front of the uniform, white pants and navy socks. Benedictine is in a white uniform with black sleeves, black socks with red and white stripes. It's a drive into center, running it down. Bogard makes the catch. Oh, the glove. It's everywhere. We've seen some terrific plays in the outfield today alone. And Lauren Bogard getting involved in the action quickly for BU. Liana Santoyo to the plate. Team leader with a .405 average. First pitch swinging. It's hooking into the left field corner, and it bounces foul. 6 doubles, 2 triples, 24 driven in, and she, of course, hit the walk-off base hit to win the NACC tournament last season. The memorable bunt that got past everyone and rolled forever into the outfield. That finally gave us a decision. 0-1 pitch and a looper to short on one hop. It's Deutscher, and the throw to first gets Santoyo by a step. 2 up, 2 down for Reagan Davis. The younger sister of Riley, who is 2 spots away in the order. RBIs in 9 straight. 9 straight! Would need to be a home run to extend that here, and he certainly attempted it. A swing and a miss on the first pitch. .368 her mark in the regular season, 9 doubles and 5 triples to lead the team. A team best 33 driven in, and 1 homer for the freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona. Another player as she takes ball 1 who will be in consideration, I'm sure, for Conference Freshman of the Year. 1-1 pitch is down and away. Talked a little earlier about Lexi Howard for Lakeland and, of course, Caitlin Seraphin for tournament hosts Aurora, but Reagan Davis certainly has put together a nice season as well. Johnson pulls the string. Davis swings over the top of a breaking pitch, and it's 2-2. Reached base in 9 straight. She's driven in 16 during that stretch. 2-2 is a grounder to third on a short hop. Barnes. Terrific play, and the throw to first in time to end a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. No score going to the second. Third-seeded Benedictine and second-seeded Dominican. We've already seen history made earlier today in the NACC tournament. Emma Shellstrom, a no-hit, 3-strikeout performance, just 2 base runners on batters who reached on errors. A brilliant performance for the Concordia, Wisconsin sophomore in the Falcons' 7-0 win for MSOE earlier. So they await the winner of this one at 1:30 tomorrow. No idea yet who that'll be, as both teams go down in order in the first. So Victoria Dazinski, the first lefty in the BU lineup, starts off the frame and takes ball one from Woodhouse. 389, homer and 30 knocked in for Dazinski. Also 11 doubles, which was in the top 10 in the NACC. She went 1 for 3 yesterday against Lakeland. And she'll have a 2-0 count to hit in as Woodhouse misses twice to begin the second. Taking a look in at Diaz Randall. Sets and deals the 2-0. That's too high. And Dazinski from Norridge, Illinois, and the alum of Ridgewood High School, has not had much to look at. A hunched over stance from the left side. Keeps the bat on the shoulder yet again. This time it's in the zone. Hitters count coming up. 3-1 pitch. Woodhouse misses as home plate umpire Simon Steiner shakes his head. And Dazinski is on with a leadoff walk. Uh, 2023 NACC Freshman of the Year, Jasmine Lozano, steps in. For 3 yesterday. Shows bunt, gets it down. First base side, and it's bobbled briefly by Rudder, but Woodhouse was right there, picked it up, and threw to first to get the sacrifice. 3-1-4 for the most unusual sac bunt. Dazinski advances to second. And Jenna Barkey will try to drive in the game's first run. 2 for 3 with an RBI double yesterday in her first career NACC tournament game. She'll get ahead of Woodhouse 1-0 on a pitch above the letters. Only 6 RBIs this season for Bartkey. Only her 3rd double. Woodhouse falls behind again. Buried a heater, and it's 2-0. A jam developing for the Stars in the top of the second. The 2-0 pitch in at the knees. Benedictine yesterday, 7 of 13 with a runner in scoring position, and when it started, it was unstoppable there in the 6th inning. 2-1, a liner right at the second baseman almost. A nice job by Dazinski, not get too far off the base. She gets back to second before being doubled off. Hit well, not high enough to get over the head of the freshman second baseman, and it'll fall to Taylor Openheis to try to put BU on the board. 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored yesterday, ending a recent skid where she had been 1 for her previous 17, hitting .273 with a homer and 22 driven in, and takes strike 1 from Woodhouse, who's right back into her motion, and finds the corner just under the letters. A high strike. 0-2 the count. Openheis is 5'9", and sometimes it doesn't pay to be tall. 0-2 is elevated and lifted to left. Vogel runs on. She's under it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. A leadoff walk, stranded on second. No score through 1.5. Dominican and Benedictine. Middle of the Dominican order coming up. Bottom of the second inning. We're still looking for our first run of the day. Isabella Olmos, freshman from Mokina, Illinois, will get it started. 346 average. Her 4 home runs led the team, and her 23 RBIs. Certainly very helpful. The Stars lineup this season that won 30 games. First pitch to Olmos is offered at and tipped foul. He's reached an 11 straight. He's driven in 8 over the last 8 games, hitting .370 in that stretch. There's nothing like seeing the ball well in the final weeks of the season going into the conference tournament. Takes strike 2, and Mackenzie Johnson is in control. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's too high. One ball, 2 strikes. Johnson trying to get Olmos to expand the zone. Comes up and in a second time. This time Olmos gives it a hack and loops it into the Dominican bullpen down the left field line. Stars are on the third base side. Eagles in the first base side. Their respective dugouts. The 1-2 is fouled off. And off of Bruno, who will go back to get it. They'll try again to get the freshman. Johnson winds and buries an off-speed pitch. 2-2. Almost putting together a good plate appearance to lead off the home second. 2-2 pitch again is down in it. Full count. Payoff pitch flies. It's up on the hands and rolls down the left field line past the reach of Barnes. Lozano took a good angle and will hold almost to a single. Perfectly placed. Barnes gave it her best effort, just couldn't get there. Almost has 27 stolen bases. Second best in the league behind only Morgan Bruno behind the plate. So there is an interesting matchup as Riley Davis steps in. The first pitch from Johnson comes up and in. Now there is one considerable advantage that Morgan Bruno has in this, and it's that Mackenzie Johnson might be the hardest thrower in the tournament. 1-0, bunt shown, runner goes. Here's the throw to second. It's not in time. And it appears that Brianna Deutscher is in some distress. So the trainers are going to come out and talk to her. She came out trying to field the stolen base attempt. And she's up, and is she going to stay in the game, I suppose, is the question, and it looks like she is. Well, seems to be fine, so that's good news. It's a nice round of applause there. I wonder if maybe trying to field it maybe bent the wrist back a little bit, perhaps. Won't speculate. Seems to be fine. Count is 1-1. Riley Davis, who at .363 in the regular season, she offers it the first pitch. It's in the shallow center, and it falls in front of Bogard. Almost was waiting to see if it would be caught, so she stops at third. Back-to-back singles have the Stars threatening in the home second. They try to break through with the game's first run. With runners on the corners and nobody out, Christina Lucas comes down and will make a change. Pinch runner coming up here for Riley Davis, and it's going to be Charlize Gonzalez. I think you're likely to see a set play here to get Gonzalez over to second. First pitch from Johnson is elevated, and Kaylee Diaz-Randall doesn't show bunt. 291, 1 homer, 9 driven in. A sophomore catcher from Santa Rosa, California. Let's see if it's on here on 1-0. It is golfed in the left. Lozano in deep left makes the catch. Almost tags, no chance to get her. The Stars are on the board with the sacrifice fly. 1-0. One on now for Sarah Cornell. Freshman from Upland, California is on a career best 9-game hit streak. Looks at ball one over the letters. She hit .378 for her freshman campaign, homered once, tripled 3 times, matching her doubles total, and drove in 10. She takes 2 misses from Johnson. Johnson trying to find the zone with 1 on and 1 out. On a fly ball to right. Bartkey drifting towards the alley will make the catch. 2 down. And Hannah Vogel will step in. A 6-game hit streak has lifted her average to .346. Hit her 2nd career homer and only one of the season earlier in the campaign and drove in 16. First pitch is fouled into the screen. It's been rough if you've been chasing the game against Dominican this season. They're 21-2 when scoring first. Incredible mark for the Stars, who have frequently taken an early lead and declined to let it go. Johnson gets ahead of Vogel 0-2. And will look to exit the inning on the next pitch. Gets a ground ball to the second baseman. It was not fielded cleanly by Olsen, but he was able to knock it down and recovered in time to get the Stars left fielder for the final out. A run in on 2 hits, 1 left. We have a score, 1-0. Dominican in front through 2 innings at Bedrosian. Every team has their between-inning routines, and Benedictine largely stays in the dugout. Dominican gets the whole team out of theirs and involved down the left field line. They throw with the outfielders. They jog up and back. That's too much running for me, but good for them. They seem to enjoy it. 1-0 through a couple of innings. Shadows starting to stretch across the infield, and third baseline is entirely in shadow now as the sun sinks and makes things treacherous for the right side of the field. Left-handed batting, Lauren Bogard at the plate, and a liner into the left field corner. Vogel was guarding the line and snaps a throw back in to hold the freshman center fielder to a leadoff single. So just like that, Bogard, who went 2 for 3 and drove in a couple yesterday, has her third hit of the tournament and is on board for the pitcher, Mackenzie Johnson, who hacks at the first pitch and fouls it over the head of Kaylee Diaz-Randall. Johnson 1 for 3 with a couple driven in yesterday. She's now hitting .344 on the season. 0-1. To the 9th spot, she shows bunt, and it's down right back to Woodhouse, who throws to second, almost gets to the bag and covers it. The sacrifice will move Bogard into scoring position. Back to the top of the lineup. 1-0 Dominican in the top of the third. Morgan Bruno will look for her first RBI of the tournament. Woodhouse sets and deals, and Bruno takes a high strike. Just in below the letters. Woodhouse, in part, has been successful this season because of how well she's been able to use the whole zone. 0-1 to Bruno. Was looking for a similar pitch. Let it drift a little too much. And the count runs to 1-1. Popped out to lead off the ball game. And now the junior from Romeoville looks at the 1-1, and that was bucket high. Ball 2. And the Joliet Catholic alum gets ahead in the count. 2-1 from Woodhouse. Ran inside and caught the corner. A Benedictine fan opines that was not in favor of that call. And so the 2-2 is hit in the left. Vogel goes back in front of the warning track, makes the catch. And Bogard will have to retreat. She's back into second after the long fly out. 2 away. Brianna Deutscher to the plate after a fly out to center in her first plate appearance. First pitch swinging, shoots it down the first base line, and it's just foul. An explosion of dust. I think its first contact might have been on the chalk, but it was pretty clearly wide of the bag at first as it caromed by. The count's 0-1. Runs in on the hands this time, and it's fouled off a second time. No balls, 2 strikes. A runner on second and 2 outs for Benedictine in the top of the third as they try to get the equalizer. Woodhouse trying to prevent it. Sets and deals on 0-2. Deutscher rolls it out to second, and it goes through the legs of Olmos. Bogard's around third and scores, and we are tied up. The error has made it a 1-1 game. For all the spectacular defensive plays we've seen in this one, there have been a number of routine plays that just have not been made in this conference tournament. This is normally a rather good fielding Dominican team, and certainly out at second base with Isabella Olmos. An uncharacteristic mistake, but a costly one, and it'll give Haley Barnes a chance to bat with 2 outs and 1 on. Woodhouse now trying to get out of trouble, and Barnes offers at the first pitch. That's foul and well out of the building. Well, it's one play, and there's going to be many more of them. Well, it's imperative that Dominican shake that off and try to make a play to get out of this frame. 0-1's too high. Runner goes, and the throw goes into center field. And now we have another instance of a shortstop being injured on a throw to second, as now Liliana Santoyo is down. So they're going to check on her. I think they just collided out in front of the bag, and wonder if maybe Santoyo got spiked there in front of the base. So Santoyo is being attended to. And we certainly hope that she'll be okay to continue. Very important player in the Dominican lineup. Well, Santoyo gets to her feet. So they'll continue to talk to her real quick and see if she is okay to resume. The bat and ball sports are more of a contact sport than I think a lot of folks give them credit for. Santoyo walking it off through center field, and some good sportsmanship there as well, as clearly Deutscher not trying to create any kind of an injury, so they share a brief moment there as Deutscher hands Santoyo her glove back, and she is going to stay in the game. So good news there. And now Haley Barnes will bat with Deutscher in scoring position after Benedictine's 106th stolen base this season. And an 0-2 count. Rather make that a 1-1 count. Now it's 1-2 as a rocket laced foul down the left side. Kate Heidkamp had to get out of the way of. Ball and 2 strikes to Barnes, who flew out to end the first. 1-1 for now. The pitch from Woodhouse in the dirt. Barnes takes it. 38 RBIs for the senior from Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Second best in the league. Her 8 homers were second best. 2-2 pitch. High fly ball, hooking, foul. Lands on top of the batting cages. Barnes is 8 homers, second only to Concordia, Wisconsin's Jess Pozazinski. The RBIs behind only CUW's Megan Bloyer. 2-2 to the Eagles' third baseman, a breaking ball, and Barnes stays in front and spoils it. Woodhouse trying to get out of this. Still hasn't been able to retire Barnes, but will here. Got a hard grounder right back at her, but Woodhouse made a nice play on the backhand. Throws out Barnes, and the inning comes to an end. Benedictine ties it up with an unearned run. 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. 2.5 in the books. Dominican and Benedictine are all square at 1. 1-1 between Benedictine and Dominican. Just saw a gentleman walking through the stands wearing a Pittsburgh Pirates hat. And I was prepared to give him some good-natured grief during the broadcast, and then I remembered that things aren't going well for my Baltimore Orioles right now. So I'm going to decline. If you are a baseball fan out there, I hope you're having a much better start to the season than I am. No doubt about it. Or Bryce is the White Sox fan here, which has been a little bit of a tough situation for a few years, but they are improved from a year ago. Kayla Amormino fouls off Mackenzie Johnson's first pitch of the bottom of the third. 1-1 the score. Amormino, the second and final lefty in the DU order, and then Priscilla Rudder on deck. The top of the order will also hit from the left side. Johnson pours in strike two, and Amormino hit .228 regular season is in an 0-2 hole. Johnson doesn't have a strikeout through the first 8 batters. She does with the 9th. Strike 3 on the riser. 1 down. Back to the top of the lineup, and Rudder 0 for 1. Looks out. A check swing on a pitch that was in the zone. Played in enough games to qualify for the batting title. She is in the top 5 in the league. Breaking ball caught the corner. The backdoor breaking ball has gotten Johnson into an 0-2 count, and then she throws it by a swinging Rudder for strike 3. Will bring Santoyo to the plate. Grounded out back in the first. Up with nobody on and 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Johnson fires in strike 1. Santoyo without batting gloves looks out. The 0-1 is fouled off. So it is an 0-2 count with 2 outs on only 8 pitches. A chance for Johnson to pull off a rare feat, and does not. It's lifted in the right center field, and the immaculate inning bid falls 1 pitch short. Santoyo with the single in the right center is going to bring Reagan Davis to the plate. Aurora had one of those going in a baseball game a couple of weeks ago, and I mentioned after 6 pitches and 2 outs that we were there, and the next pitch was ball 1. And the athletic communications team has held me responsible for that. And so I'd be curious what the thoughts are from Benedictine fans. Reagan Davis has started off with strike 1 and fights off the next pitch. It's 0-2. The younger of the 2 Davises in the Stars lineup, 0 for 1 so far today. Tim Calderwood, who is Benedictine's sports information director, is also a play-by-play announcer, and he might have some thoughts on whether or not the immaculate inning is my fault. Here, a pitch out. Santoyo was running, and Morgan Bruno throws her out to end the inning. It's a 2-6 caught stealing, and Bruno has thrown out her 5th runner of the season. It will end the 3rd in the minimum. 1 hit, nobody left. To the 4th, we're tied up at 1 in the 2025 NACC tournament. That's not unusual. Yeah, that's not unusual. A tight game here in our final contest of this Friday night. Third-seeded Benedictine, number 2 Dominican are knotted up at 1. Middle of the Eagles order due up. I'm Sean Fry, and we are glad you're here. Hope you're enjoying your Friday night. It's a lovely one here. You know what it is? It's grilling weather. This is the day, this is the night you fire up the grill, you get the burgers and hot dogs out, or whatever it is you'd like to grill. This is the night. Tailor-made. Victoria Dazinski attacks Emma Woodhouse's first pitch of the 4th. Scorches that up the middle and in the center field. Dazinski is just one of several who is capable of stealing bases effectively. She's 8 of 9 on the season. Will she be in motion as Jasmine Lozano steps up? She'll put a bunt down. Third baseman Rudder goes to get it. Almost is covering the bag at first from second, and sacrifice will move Dazinski in the scoring position. Now Benedictine is actually 0 for 5 in this spot in this ball game. A run scored last inning on a 2-out error. Jenna Bartkey can change that. Had a soft liner to second in her first appearance. She hits the first pitch here and pops it up. Behind the circle, Santoyo runs on and makes the catch. And Benedictine has been aggressive really throughout the game, but certainly in this inning. Sometimes that first pitch is the best one you're going to get. Well, they haven't been able to deliver the go-ahead hit. Taylor Openheis at the plate, 0 for 1. And she'll take a ball. Now 6 of 17 for her career in the NACC tournament with 2 driven in. Trying to make it 3 here. The 1-0 pitch and on the hands and tipped foul. It's a ball and a strike. The Eagles' first baseman. Woodhouse with the 1-1. Cut on and missed. Really made that one disappear. Felt like Openheis had it locked in and the bottom just fell out into the dust. Ball and 2 strikes. Woodhouse trying to get out of the 4th. But Openheis not ready to go back and get the glove. She fouls off the next pitch. Stays alive. It's been an exciting 45 minutes of softball so far. A run each way. Ball and 2 strikes to Openheis and a liner in the left. It falls in front of Vogel. Around third comes Dazinski. Here's the throw. It's not in time and it rolls away. No advance for Openheis, who was going to second on the throw. Benedictine has the lead. And Lauren Bogard will come to the plate with a runner on second and a chance to extend the Benedictine advantage. Vogel's throw was a bit off the line. Diaz Randall was trying to make a sweep tag, and I don't think it would have been in time anyway, but then she didn't hold on to the ball, and that rendered that particular possibility moot. Bogard singled and scored last inning. Has really been on a late season tear. She's now hit in 5 straight, and 4 of her 5 extra base hits on the season have been in the last 7 games. So talk about finding your power. at a perfect time. She'll bat here with Benedictine in front. 2-1 the score. Woodhouse deals, and Bogard cuts at it. Shoots it back into the netting. 3 hits both ways. The only error was on Dominican that allowed BU's tying run to score. 0-1 pitch. Fouled off again. Benedictine in front in the 4th inning. A 13-game win streak coming in. Looking to make it 14 and to give themselves the inside track to the final. Bogard spoils the 0-2, and we'll get another. As Woodhouse tries to find the out pitch. They'll try the 0-2 again. It's shot down the line, but foul into the left field corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Bogard tries again and cuts on and misses at the riser. A good time for Emma Woodhouse to find her first strikeout of the ball game. Benedictine inches in front. A run on 2 hits. They leave a runner on second. And halfway home, it's 2-1 Benedictine, leading Dominican. The Stars have the heart of the order due up. Reagan Davis was at the plate when Morgan Bruno cut down Liliana Santoyo to end the 3rd on the caught stealing. So she will get the bat back out to face Mackenzie Johnson in the bottom of the 4th. The Eagles right-hander comes back out with Benedictine leading 2-1. Still has the sunglasses on despite most of the infield being in the shade. I think it was around this time that she ditched the shades last night. We'll see how much longer. Still a fair amount of sunglasses out there around the field for BU. 0-1 is driven in the left. Backing up is Lozano and ends up running behind Bogard, who came all the way in the left field from her post in center to make the catch. Bogard covering a ton of ground on that last play, and Davis is 0 for 2. That'll bring up Isabella Olmos. First pitch swinging. Unable to find it, and she'll fall behind. Lincoln Way Central High School alum singled and came around the score in the 2nd. She is the Stars' only run. 0-1. Back up the middle, and the freshman is 2 for 2. 1-out single puts the tying run on base. And once again, raises the possibility that she will be on the move. She had her 28th stolen base 2 innings ago to get in the scoring position to be plated on a sacrifice fly. Riley Davis singled in the 2nd and swings at the first pitch. It's high in the right field where Bartkey will camp under it. There's 2 away. No sack fly available for Kaylee Diaz-Randall this time up. They'll have to find a way to put one in play. It is almost going. She is. First pitch swinging, though, and it's golfed into center where Bogard on the logo makes the catch and ends the bottom of the 4th. 1 hit, 1 left. Benedictine takes a lead into the 5th. It's 2-1 ahead of Dominican. Today's broadcast is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, by Elite Management Properties, and by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. We are through 4 innings. Night 2 of the 2025 NACC tournament. Concordia, Wisconsin, after a no-hitter, awaits the winner of this one in what will be the only non-elimination game of the day tomorrow. We have yet to determine conclusively who that will be. Benedictine will bring their pitcher, Mackenzie Johnson, to the plate to begin the 5th. Put down a sacrifice in her first plate appearance. Looks at ball 1 to start her 2nd. Emma Woodhouse, 4 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, on 3 hits and a walk with 1 strikeout, which came to end the threat in the 4th. 1-0 to Johnson, down and in, and the junior swings over the top of it. It's a 1-1 count. 3rd time through the order will begin this inning as Morgan Bruno waits in front of her dugout. Johnson sprays a pitch into right, running on, and as she fell forward, Amormino made the catch and held on. That's the first out. We'll bring Morgan Bruno to the plate. She is 0 for 2 so far. Batting here in the 5th with the bases empty. A first pitch pop-up. Davis about halfway up the 3rd baseline. Puts it away for the 2nd out. And Brianna Deutscher will look to extend the inning. Feels like the at-bats have gotten shorter as the game has gone along. Deutscher attacks the first pitch but was a bit out in front. That hook's foul. Oh, 1-1. Everyone taking their time getting back to their places. Now Woodhouse back onto the rubber, and the 0-1 pitch to Deutscher is lifted in the left and deep. Vogel goes back a couple steps in front of the warning track. Has it. Eagles go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. They still have the lead. It's 2-1. The Stars bringing the bottom 3rd of the order to the plate next. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. For Benedictine, a run on 4 hits with 1 error. For Dominican, the Eagles have stranded 3. The Stars have left a couple. Sarah Cornell starts off the home 5th. 0 for 1, as is the entire bottom 3rd. And she'll foul off the first pitch from Johnson. A 1. That's in the zone. And it's 0-2. Cornell fouls off the 0-2 and stays alive. Johnson has lost the sunglasses now. Was looking for the corner and just missed it. It's a really good location. A very good take by Cornell, the freshman, who then loops the 1-2 in the right. Leadoff single. After exercising some excellent plate discipline, is on base. 5 stolen bases. Meanwhile, Hannah Vogel put down 7 sacrifices in the regular season. We'll see if she is asked to do so again. Taylor Oppenheis, Haley Barnes, the corner infielder, certainly seemed to think so. Here is the bunt. That came up and in, and Vogel fouled it towards Amormino in the on-deck circle. Well, with someone who throws as hard as Mackenzie Johnson, it certainly requires a little bit of courage to square up. And Johnson likes the work up in the zone. I'll try again on 0-1. It's fouled off a second time. That should take the bunt off. So for her part, Johnson executed that perfectly. Vogel will likely need to swing away. Grounded out earlier today. Johnson tries to expand the zone, and Vogel doesn't offer at it. Leadoff runner on in the bottom of the 5th of a 2-1 game. The 1-2 to Vogel came up on the hands, and she fouls it over the Dominican dugout. Cornell represents the tying run. One-two again. Swing and a miss. Johnson with the front door breaking ball. And Vogel wasn't able to stay back and spoil it. Johnson's 3rd strikeout will bring Amormino's spot in the order to the plate, but it will not be her. Instead, it's going to be Madison Butler. She will pinch hit in the 9 spot and has really put together a nice season. 472, 2 doubles, 17 driven in. And RBIs in 4 in a row coming into this plate appearance. First pitch swinging and sprayed it off the helmet of Bruno. And so, as we often see, the home plate umpire, Simon Steiner in this case, will go out and brush off the plate and give Bruno a moment. And if it happened the other way, you would see it in reverse. Well, I mean, Bruno wouldn't brush off the plate. He would just go out, talk to the pitcher. 0-1 is in the dirt, and a good block by Bruno behind the plate. I mean, they're really the only two who have no opportunity to get out of the way sometimes. So they understand each other. It's a very interesting dynamic, and there really isn't anything like it in sports otherwise. The 1-1. Strike up in the zone, and Butler falls behind 1-2. Freshman from Eureka, Missouri, will need to protect. With 1 on and 1 out, here's the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into shallow right. It will hang up long enough for Bartkey to come and get it as she approached the right field line. And there are 2 away. And we'll have another change as Jillian Zubernat will hit at the top of the order for Priscilla Rudder. First pitch swinging and a roller to second that got through Olsen and into center. The inning continues. Olsen was, to borrow the hockey term, falling into the butterfly there to try to knock it down. Wasn't able to get there. It'll be an error. And there will be runners on the corners with 2 outs as Cornell was able to advance to third. Kate Heidkamp will come out and have a word. Eagles infield discusses. And now Liliana Santoyo will try to knot it up. 1 for 2 on the night. For the Crete Monee High School alum in the South Chicago suburbs. Johnson looks in, trying to bear down and get out of the 5th. And starts off Santoyo with ball 1. Was brim high. Not very appealing. 1-0. This time Santoyo had something to swing at, and she did. But it ends up foul, and Santoyo will take a moment. And now steps back in for the 1-1. Zubernat is on first. Cornell on third with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch comes up and in, and Zubernat will twist out of the way. The senior inches ahead in the count. 2-1 pitch. Came up and in. Santoyo only able to foul it off. Johnson a strike away from getting out of the jam. It's just the second at-bat tonight for Dominican. With a runner in scoring position. They connected the first time and wasn't able to score a run. But it did move the runner over to third where a sac fly got the job done. Now that's not in play. Santoyo fouls off another pitch. Stays alive. She'll need to find some place without a Benedictine fielder. 2-2. Spoiled again. Santoyo battling under the lights here at Bedrosian Stadium. Eagles clinging to a 2-1 lead. The sun setting. And the Stars trying to come out here. Another foul ball. Santoyo got the handle to it. Eighth pitch of this plate appearance coming up. It's the longest of the night. Who will win the battle? The 2-2 pitch is popped up. Shallow center. The shortstop Deutscher goes back and runs it down. The inning is over. A single and an error, but 2 left on base, and Benedictine hangs on to the lead. 5 innings complete, and the Eagles are in front, 2-1. After pinch hitting in the 5th, Jillian Zubernat remains in the game and will play at first base in place of Priscilla Rudder. Kayla Amormino is back into the game. And she will play in right field. Top of the 6th inning, 2-1. Benedictine, and the Eagles have the heart of the order to the plate. Haley Barnes is 0 for 2, and she takes ball 1 from Woodhouse. Senior misses again, and it's 2-0. Victoria Dazinski, Jasmine Lozano due up in the 6th for Benedictine. 2-0 to Barnes. She gets a pitch and belts it deep left field. It's gone. A line drive screamer for a solo home run to lead off the 6th. She runs into a pile at home plate after her 9th big fly of the year, and it puts Benedictine in front 3-1. A home run in record time. Dominican collects itself, now down by a couple, and with Victoria Dazinski up, who has not been put out today. A walk and a single, first pitch swinging, and she slices it in the left field. Great start to the inning for Dominican, and it looks like that's going to do it. Or a great start to the inning for Benedictine, if that's not what I said initially, but that's going to do it for Emma Woodhouse. We'll have a pitching change. First 2 having reached 1 already back in the dugout. 3-1 Benedictine, nobody out, and 1 on in the top of the 6th. Emma Woodhouse exits after allowing 3 runs, 2 earned in 5+ innings on 5 hits and a walk. 65 pitches, 48 for strikes. She was around the zone a lot. The run on first, if it comes around, would also be charged to her, and it's Liberty Rivard, the sophomore from Bradley, Illinois, into the game. She has been a shutdown reliever for the Stars. It's her 14th appearance overall, a 1.86 ERA in 37 2/3 innings. Comes in and deals in a strike to Jasmine Lozano. Dazinski on first. In a situation that Lozano has been in before, her first 2 plate appearances have been sacrifices. She'll offer here and hits a slow bouncer to short. And Santoyo, trying to make the throw, dropped the ball. It's the second error on Dominican. And Jenna Bartkey will now bat. There's still nobody out. 2 on now. Bartkey's 0 for 2. Is this a sacrifice spot? Looks like it. She stabs at it and misses. An unenviable spot for Rivard, who comes in with a runner on and then immediately gets the result I think she wanted with where the ball was going and doesn't get the out to show for it. But she bounces back and after getting a miss, then gets a foul ball on a bunt attempt, and the freshman will have to swing away. 3-1, the Eagles lead in the top of the 6th. Benedictine has been very good when in front this late in the game. Here's the 0-2. It's fouled off Bartkey's leg. Of course, the Stars have made a habit of rallying late in games. No lead really is safe against this Benedictine lineup. Count still 0-2 to Bartkey. Rivard leaning in and now into her motion and gets Bartkey to swing and miss. Looping breaking ball fooled the freshman. That's the first out. What could be a lot worse? Benedictine now 1 of 9 with a runner in scoring position. Taylor Openheis takes strike 1. She has the only hit in this spot for the Eagles, an RBI single in the 4th that gave Benedictine the lead. 0-1 pitch. It's too low. You look at all of the opportunities that Benedictine has been presented to plate a run or extend the lead, and it could be a much different discussion we're having right now. Instead, it's very much still in reach for the Stars if they can prevent a big inning. They've at least limited the Eagles to 1 in each inning they've scored, but of course this one is still outstanding. After Openheis got ahead with back-to-back misses, she fouls off the 2-1, and now Rivard back in a spot where she is with the advantage. 2-2, breaking ball, hit hard to third, where Riley Davis was able to knock it down, and she'll go to third and step on the bag for the fielder's choice. Lozano now on second. Openheis on first, and Lauren Bogard into the left-handed batter's box. 1 for 2 with a run on the day for the freshman. First pitch is too high. Find a gap and break the game open. 1-0 pitch. Outside corner strike. Good pitch from Rivard. Critical moment in this game. 1-1. Out in front. Rivard gets another swing and miss. One more would escape the jam. Here's the 1-2. Heater spins up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Part of the Dominican order due up in the bottom of the 6th. What will the deficit be? 2-2 and on the hands. Bogard able to inside out swing and got enough. Get another chance. Bogard choked up about an inch on the bat. A liner to short. Santoyo gets the glove out and robs Bogard of a base hit. Terrific play by the senior shortstop, and Dominican holds Benedictine to just a run. It was the solo homer from Haley Barnes to lead off the frame. One of 2 hits in the 6th. There was an error and 2 left. Benedictine is 1 of 11 with a runner in scoring position. They lead the Stars 3-1 through 5.5. Reagan Davis leads off the bottom of the 6th inning with Benedictine leading 3-1. The freshman Davis fouls off the first pitch as she looks for her first hit of the night. Mackenzie Johnson, a 2-run lead and trying to hold on to it. Deals in the 0-1 and gets a pop-up. First baseman Openheis is under it. And it's a quick first out for the home 6th. Isabella Olmos has been a tough out today. Couple of singles on her line. Looking to go 3 for 3. First pitch. High strike. Johnson has been in the top of the zone all night. 0-1. Up and in on the hands, and it's fouled off. Bruno laid out for it, but really didn't have an especially realistic chance of getting to it. All the same, it's 0-2. Johnson gets a pop-up in foul territory. It'll stay in play. Openheis in the coach's box. Records the second out. Oppenheis, the junior, has been busy at first this inning, as the Eagles have gotten a couple of quick outs. And now Riley Davis will try to produce a 2-out rally, or at least start one for Dominican. Johnson to the windup. Riser was well upstairs. Easy take for Davis. It was 1 for 2 on the evening so far. Ground ball to third. A bad hop up on Barnes, who stays with it, and the throw's not in time. And then Barnes is down and certainly in some distress. That was hit hard. So Barnes is trying to collect herself. And now Kate Heidkamp will come out of the dugout, and they'll check on her. It's going to be an error. Oh, Barnes is up and appears to be okay. A 2-out error has allowed the inning to continue. A couple of errors both ways. And it extends the inning in the 6th and brings Kaylee Diaz-Randall to the plate as the tying run. 0 for 1 with a sac fly for the sophomore catcher. Johnson will start her off with strike 1. A 1 pitch came up and in. Diaz-Randall will duck out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-1 Eagles lead. The pitch. Too high. So Diaz-Randall gets ahead. Has a 4-game hit streak coming into play. Would be a good time to extend it. Johnson runs a pitch in on the hands, and the best Diaz-Randall can do with it is flip it over the netting and out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes. Johnson to the plate, missed up and in. Full count will send Davis in motion. Payoff pitch, well outside. And Dominican will have the go-ahead run at the plate after the 2-out walk. First of the day from Johnson. Sarah Cornell to the plate. Fly out and a single so far tonight. First pitch goes up and hits her. The bases are loaded. And Hannah Vogel, who was on deck, will instead wander toward the dugout door. And it'll be a pinch hit spot coming up. For Emmy Slavens. A big spot for the sophomore from Bridgman, Michigan. She's 4 for 9 on the season, exclusively in pinch hit spots with a double and 3 driven in. So she comes in and will try to tie the ball game. High drama in the bottom of the 6th. Benedictine with a 3-1 lead, but nowhere to put Slavens. Johnson swatting and now going to the plate and gets a cut on and miss. Slavens was looking to attack, and that wasn't anywhere near the strike zone, and Slavens offered at it. Count is 0-1. Johnson goes up again. Slavens fouls it off. It's 0-2. Sometimes as a pitcher, you're just trying to find a way to use the batter's aggression against them. 0-2 comes up in the zone. Check swing. They appeal. She didn't go. Glad I didn't have to make that call. Does Johnson climb the ladder again? It's 1-2. She does. Another check swing, another appeal. This time she went, and the inning is over. Johnson's 4th strikeout. Benedictine escapes the jam in the bottom of the 6th. No hits, an error in the bases, left loaded to the 7th. Eagles looking to add to a 3-1 lead. 3 outs away from moving on into the winner's bracket of the 2025 NACC tournament. Benedictine with a 2-run lead will bring 9-1-2 to the plate. Mackenzie Johnson will lead it off. Sacrifice and a fly out on her line so far. Strike 1 from Liberty Rivard. Liner in the left. It's hit hard, but it's right at Hannah Vogel, who had re-entered after being pinch hit for. And there's one away to begin the 7th. Morgan Bruno in the leadoff spot steps in, 0 for 3 so far. Rivard comes inside and misses the zone. Not a lot of hitless games for Bruno. In fact, only 4 this season. In danger of becoming 5, but she will have a 2-0 count. The pitch. Rivard finds the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. The Eagles leadoff batter. Up and in. Bruno gets out in front and rolls it foul up the third base line. Vogel will go to get it in the left field corner, and they'll get to use that softball again. Now a 2-2 pitch to Bruno, who hits a chopper to short. Tough play. Santoyo got it on the short hop. The throw pulled Zubernat off the bag. Infield single. The throw certainly pulled Zubernat, but I'm not sure they were getting Bruno anyway. And that brings Deutscher to the plate. First pitch swinging, and that tumbles up the line foul. Well, we'll see if Kate Heidkamp sends Bruno, and why wouldn't you? She's 31 for 32 stealing bases. The clear conference leader. 0-1, and a bouncer to third. Riley Davis to second and just got Bruno. She was sliding in a cloud of dust. Fielder's choice gets the lead runner for the second out. And Haley Barnes to the plate after the big fly last inning. First pitch from Rivard is down and away. It was her 9th home run of the season. 39th RBI. And it got out of here in a hurry. 1-0 pitch is outside again. 2-0, the count. Aggressive clapping right outside the press box, if you can hear that. 2-0, fouled off. Maybe some of the most aggressive clapping. You're accustomed to some of that. Whoever that was may as well have been right behind me clapping directly into the microphone. It felt that loud. 2-1, breaking ball up, and a hitter's count for Barnes coming up. (3-1) to Barnes. Came in on the hands. The senior fights it off. The count is full. 2 outs. That means Deutscher will be running on the release. And if Barnes can find a gap, would give Deutscher a chance to score. The 3-2 flies, belted into the left field corner. Sliding stop Vogel. Deutscher's around third. She will score from first. Barnes has another RBI. It's a double down the left field line, and it gives Benedictine a 3-run lead. Four to 1. And a pinch runner coming in for Barnes. It's going to be Lauren Olson. Who is the flex player out at second. Threat's not over. Victoria Dazinski, 2 singles and a walk. Her line for the night. A base hit could score Olson and really stretch even Dominican's ability to come back, and they have made a habit of rallying in the third. Dazinski started with ball 1. In 3 straight wins, a weekend of April 26th and 27th, Dominican rallied from deficits in the bottom of the 7th to win against Edgewood and then in both games against Lakeland. Devastating losses for the Muskies. Here's a chopper through the hole on the right side. That will score Olsen. It's 5-1 Benedictine. Dazinski is 3 for 3. It will take a huge inning in the bottom half for the Stars to avoid playing the first game tomorrow. It's Jasmine Lozano next up after the mound visit concludes. Junior from Chicago reached on an error last inning after her first 2 appearances were sacrifice bunts. She takes ball 1 from Rivard. BU hangs on. I'll play Concordia, Wisconsin tomorrow at 1:30, and it would send Dominican into an elimination game at 11 against MSOE. Lozano takes a strike. 1-1 count coming up. 5-1 Benedictine. 2 runs in this inning. Foul ball. And Rivard is now a strike away from ending this inning. What a bad time for DU to allow a curvy number up there on the scoreboard. Ground ball to third. Davis fields it on a hop. Throw to first is in time. The side is retired. 2 runs on 3 hits. 1 left. Last chance for Dominican coming up, and work to do as they trail Benedictine 5-1. (5-1 Benedictine, bottom of the 7th. Dominican will have 9-1 and 2 due up, and it'll be a pinch hit spot for the sophomore Alyssa Craig, who will bat in the 9 hole. One of 13 with an RBI on the season for Craig. Started off with ball 1 from Mackenzie Johnson, trying to finish off the win for the Stars. 1-0. Finds the zone of the knees for strike 1. That'll be the top of the order due up. Jillian Zubernat and then Liliana Santoyo due up as the Stars need 4. Johnson finds the zone at the knees. It's 1-2. Here it is. Rolled foul. Benedictine a perfect 17-0 this season when trailing through 6 innings. Don't let leads get away. Certainly not those of the 4-run variety. This is not an ordinary opponent. You need all 21 before you can celebrate against the Stars, and you see why. Craig Battling hasn't been maybe a great year statistically speaking, but putting together some good plate appearances and doing so again here, but swings and misses and is the first out of the 7th. Johnson's 5th K. That was a pinch hitter. It was 24. Jillian Zubernat now to the plate for her 2nd appearance. Reached on an error last time, takes a strike up in the zone. Zubernat on the season was hitting .288, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 7 driven in at the start of play today. She'll take a ball. 1-1 with 1 out. Eagles drawing a 4-run lead. Foul ball. It's a 1-2 count. The left-handed batting first baseman. Primarily a flex player for much of her first 3 seasons. Was effective at the plate when she had a chance. And very good over at first defensively. 1-2 pitch. Stays alive. Launches a foul ball into the Stars' dugout, and everyone gets out of the way and gestures an apology to her teammates. Well, what are you going to do? Wasn't aiming there, that's for sure. 1-2. Johnson sets and deals and gets a fly ball to left. Lozano has it played perfectly for out number 2. And a 4-run, 2-out rally will be required. Liliana Santoyo will look to start it off as the Benedictine fans rise to their feet. Santoyo will tip the first pitch foul. She's 1 for 3. Put together a really nice at-bat in the 5th, but ultimately popped out to short. 0-1. Liner up the middle. We play on as Santoyo is 2 for 4. Reagan Davis. RBIs in 9 straight. Would certainly make it interesting if she found a way to extend that to 10. She's 0 for 3. Johnson finds the zone with her first pitch. A 1. Popped up. Behind the plate, Bruno can't find it. Had a lot of spin on it. You know, a lot of times you can tell if a catcher has a bead on it. I mean, Bruno was just trying to find it right there. Ended up bouncing behind her by a couple of feet. But the Stars are still down to their last strike. Goes up on the scoreboard. It's 0-2. 1 on, 2 outs. BU up by 4. Johnson will try to end it here. Soft liner back at her. It's off her glove, and everyone's safe. Infield single. And Davis will be run for in this spot. Tamaya Jefferson will run for Davis. Kate Heidkamp wants to come out and calm everyone down. Now, no one on base matters as far as the run is concerned, nor does Isabella Olmos, who's about to step in, but if she can reach, Riley Davis could be the tying run. Olmos swings at the first pitch from Johnson, fouls it into the parking lot. The freshman is 2 for 3. Down to their final strike a moment ago. Stars have played on. Here's a ground to the third. Barnes knocks it down. Throw to first. The stretch not in time. Turning and scoring is Santoyo. An error extends the inning. Jefferson stops at second. It's 5-2. And Riley Davis is the tying run. He's 1 for 3. Johnson comes inside and misses. Oh, it has certainly got mighty interesting now. BU struggling to close it out. The 1-0. Foul ball. Well, should anyone be surprised? The Stars have made a habit of this down the stretch. No quit. And these Dominican Stars trying to scramble their way into the win column, but once again down to just one final strike. Davis fouls the 1-1 into the screen. There were some Stars fans that were standing up earlier. Decided to try something different. Didn't work the first few times. They'll stay seated this time and hope for a different result. 2-2 pitched. It's down and in. The count is full. Two on. The payoff pitch lined into center. Bogard goes over, lays out, and makes the catch. And it's over. Benedictine hangs on. Certainly got a little more interesting than Eagles fans, I'm sure, would have hoped for. But a win is a win. The Stars plate one in the bottom of the seventh. They leave a couple after 2 hits and an error. But the Eagles escape. And the final is 5-2, and Benedictine will play tomorrow at 1:30 against number 1 seed Concordia, Wisconsin, and can at least rest a little easy in that game, knowing elimination will not be on the line for the second straight game, but it will be for Dominican as they'll take on MSOE at 11 a.m. The winner moves on, and the loser will see its season come to an end. 5 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for Benedictine. They Strand 9. Stand corrected, they strand 6 in the game. The Stars strand 9. They finish with 2 runs on 7 hits with 2 errors. Mackenzie Johnson is the winning pitcher. It's her 17th win of the season. 2 runs, 1 earned in the complete game win with 5 strikeouts. Emma Woodhouse takes the loss. It's her 6th of the season. There was no save. Benedictine 29-13 after the win. The Stars fall to 30-11 with the loss. And a long one caps off play on Friday, an hour and 52 minutes. So the stage is set. MSOE and Dominican tomorrow at 11 in an elimination game. Concordia, Wisconsin and Benedictine in the 1:30 game that follows. And then the winner of the first game and the loser of the second will play an elimination game at 4 o'clock. That's the schedule of play on the 3rd day of the NACC tournament. And after that, we'll have only 2 left. We'll battle it out on Sunday for the automatic qualifier to the NCAA tournament. Thanks to our athletic communications and facilities teams here at Aurora University and our technical director, Bryce Suter. 5-2 the final. Benedictine defeats Dominican. Day 3 of the 2025 NACC tournament kicks off at 11 a.m. tomorrow. We will see you then. My name is Sean Fry. Thanks for watching the NACC softball tournament hosted by Aurora University. Have a great rest of your Friday night.